Our next guest right about now, of course, our next international, former skipper of the then Green Eagles. We're talking about Mr. Odegbami, who joins us now live. It's great to have you on the show, Mr. Odegbami. Welcome to Sports This Morning.
Good morning, all of you.
Happy Independence celebrations
celebration.
Happy Independence. All right, we've been talking about
anniversary celebration.
Yeah. All right, we've been talking about Nigeria at 55, the gains in sports. Let's talk about football. What are your thoughts? How have Nigeria fared so far?
Well, our football has just behaved exactly the way the country itself has behaved. Nigeria, and you look at what happened in the past 55 years and you give it a pass mark, can do the same with football. But unfortunately, that is not really the case. We may have done better in football than in other sports and in other sectors, really, but not quite as much as we could have done, depending on our potentials.
All right, let's bring it back to the issue of our leagues, because I know that in time past, let's say in the 70s and in the 80s, we had quite a vibrant league system. But then that kind of swindled down a bit. It's now we're just trying to bring it back up again with the Nigeria Professional Football League. But, trying to get talent from the grassroots has also been a huge challenge for Nigeria. What's your take on this?
About the league. The world is a different place from what it was when we were playing. There were competing social issues or sports issues around at that time. Everything was concentrated local. There was proper the game, the followership was only local. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have live division. So followership was tremendous. If you went to any local match at that time between two of the fields were filled to capacity, but not so anymore. Competing products at this time. But more than that, we don't have the talent, the quality. There hasn't been proper grassroots football development in Nigeria for a long time. The original visionaries of Nigerian sports started it very, very well. And the time from discovery to when a talent really now comes out and performs at maximum is a minimum of between 8 and 10 years. So when you see a player or an athlete doing very well at international competition, know that an 8-year program of work and discipline and dedication and training, have gone on. So what we are seeing now is the product of 7 years or 8 years behind. So for some time now, we haven't had proper grassroots football development. There are no facilities in schools. We don't have proper coaches at that level. There's no combination of academics and sports in secondary schools. And so once that foundation is missing, then the product itself will be half-baked.
Okay.
Let's go back to, let's rewind time to 1980. I had the guys in the studio who were wondering how it was like. What was the quality of football when your teammates won the 1980 Nations Cup right here in Lagos?
Let me tell you that if you looked at that team, most of us were players that started from Academicals. Start from the captain, Christian Chukwu. He was captain of Nigeria Academicals. Look at Felix, look at Aduke and Meta, look at myself. All of us started when we were quite young, and by the time we got into the national team in the mid-70s, we now had a level of training that was some of the best this country has ever had. We toured Europe, we went to South America, and by the time we came for the 1980 Cup of Nations, in fact, we were almost unstoppable. So you need that foundation in your football to be able to excel at the highest level. That's what has been missing in our football. We just didn't have it. We just don't have it now. Our players, they come before they mature, they go into some small European team somewhere and they just disappear. And so we don't have stars in the league anymore. For the first time, we're having a few stars. Salami, and a few others in the league, and that's why we are seeing a resurgence. If you recall, when Rashidi Yekini retired, 5 years after he retired, we brought him back to come and play. The first match he played in Abeokuta, the stadium was full. So football is about the stars. And if you want to create stars, you must have a solid grassroots development program.
Okay, that's what it's all about. Grassroots development.
It's a great one. We're talking about or remembering Rashidi Yekini, who I believe is Nigeria's all-time leading scorer. You know, when we heard of his passing, it really shocked many of us, and we just hope that you know. And that reminds me also, talking about how we take care of our athletes, some of our icons, legends who have really brought Nigeria's name to the map when we talk about sports in this country. Are you bothered about the way Yekini was treated?
Of course, absolutely. You remember that I came out and made a lot of noise about it, that some people should have been held responsible for what happened to him, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. I just read, I think in today's papers, where they said his estate in Ibadan, you know, has been taken over by hoodlums and robbers and kidnappers. Even now, nothing has happened to him. And it's just one of so many which Nigerian athletes has really been taken care of properly after retirement. And this is a reflection of our administration. For as long as we do not allow those who have participated actively to have a say, to be part of administration properly, so long shall we have this situation where those who retire are neglected. We must give our athletes an opportunity to be part of administration. We must do that, and at the highest level, so that their decisions will make sense and impact on the rest of them.
Thank you so much, Big Sheikh, for speaking to us this morning on the show. So,
thank you, my brother.